spoiler discussion on the Black Panther, Marvel's The Black Panther. And with a spoiler discussion, I shouldn't have to explain this, but we're going to talk about everything. And we're going to give away plot twists, the ending, funny jokes that you might thought, oh man, you shouldn't have told me that. That'd have been spoilerish. So we're going to talk about all that stuff. So if you haven't seen it, you want to see it, you don't want to be spoiled, turn this off. But if you've seen it, you want to hear some people talk about stuff that you was thinking about,
buckle up.
Check us out. Some of my issues was what I said in my trailer. My trailer reaction was the use of CGI. It's the part that they showed in the trailer, which it was fine in the movie. Now that I seen it, and I was worried about the part when he jumped off the car and he ran down the sign that was gonna look too fake. But that didn't really seem too bad, you know what I'm saying, considering all the stuff that was going on. But, you know, when I just saw it on trailer, I didn't see the rest of stuff going on. I was like, that's probably, you know, the little kind of fake Spider-Man 1 fake-ish, you know. But it was cool. It was cool, man. Like little gags, like we was talking about in the, before, little gags like Danai Gurira character. She wear a wig. I mean, she's bald and she was undercover, so she had a wig on, and you know she done stuff like she threw the wig in the dude's face, you know, as a distraction or whatever, and that was just a funny little sight gag. You know what I'm saying? Want to piggyback on that? I thought you had something to say about that.
So like, because that one, like I said in our initial reaction, like it's always weird to me seeing her with large amounts of hair on her head.
Well, yeah.
You know, but like being able to use something like that to great effect in a scene and then leave it, you know, like instead of constantly calling back to it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you're right. They didn't just like keep making a joke about it. Like she didn't like keep saying something like, man, you gonna cause me to lose my hair on my head or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just some dumb shit. They had just enough to keep it funny and keep it moving.
And like that's one of the things this movie does well on the gags in this movie is a gag isn't something that should be lingering. You know, it's like
right.
Do it, done, move on.
Yeah. So we could talk about Eric Killmonger character. So as we know, his father was T'Chaka, the king, T'Challa's brother. So that was T'Challa's uncle, or whatever. And
Nobu, I think his name was.
Yeah, and as you know, Michael B. Jordan character was his son. So how you think of the handling of that?
I will say there's something really interesting to the way they handled the character, not only of Eric Killmonger but his father. You know, like good intentions plus rage,
right?
You know, is always an interesting way to play that because it feels real.
Yeah,
you know.
I thought it was cool, but then some things. Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't see things coming, but I was like, wow, that kind of resonated with me as far as how they handled it, as far as he came in the house and saw his father dead. So I was wondering, like, did he read his notes and learn more about Wakanda? That's how he learned how to, you know, get to the position he was in.
Yeah, and I think
something like that.
And I think there may have. I'm wondering if there may not have been like some other contact that they didn't show in the movie. Because, like, he came in knowing a lot.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm wondering how much did this dude write down, and also that in and of itself would have been grounds for treason for an isolation of his country like that.
Yeah, but well, you know, he's actually raw blood though, so it was fine for him to know,
right?
You know, so. You know, and I was cool with that. I just didn't think it would have happened like that. Would you leave your younger brother? If you the king, you leave your younger brother to die? I mean, well, you killed him, but
I mean, I feel like they would have taken him back with them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And I'm still not sure about the handling of that, like leaving the kid. Like that feels off.
Yeah, but think about it. He grew up there. That was kind of like, that's probably their rule, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have gave him some money, or they could have did something to help him for where he was at. But whatever, I don't know.
It just feels, and I think that was kind of like the intent was to make it feel off.
Yeah, I mean, and they created a supervillain.
It's like, because you have to be able to look at that and not say, well, shit, of course your daddy dead,
Yeah. So, I mean, this brings, like I said, this created Eric Killmonger, which is played by Michael B. Jordan. Now, we talked about we liked how he did the role, but I was saying that, wow, the guy was a villain, but he was really evil.
Yeah.
And what made me say stuff like that was he do stuff like he did stuff like he had killed he had a little girlfriend, and of course somebody take her as a shield, and he was like, well, fuck that bitch. He shoot through the girlfriend to get to the dude he wanted to get to.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, okay, yeah, he's really don't give a damn about nobody.
Yeah.
Then I was wondering like, okay, could he kill in cold blood where he killed one of the what they call the Royal Guard,
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, he sliced one of their throats. Like dude is evil.
Because even when they run down his little backstory.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's right, because he was killing for the military at first.
And it's like racked up more confirmed kills than anybody. They started calling him Killmonger.
Right.
I'm like,
and all the little
he was doing the ritual
things.
scarification. Yeah.
So that was for like, I thought that was some old ritual stuff. I didn't know, because he was like basically saying he did that to himself for everybody he killed or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And,
so
and I'm sitting there like, at what point do you not know he's a villain? First of all, he's letting people call him Killmonger. That's not something a decent dude like just walks with.
Yeah.
And second, anybody that's gonna scar them. You know who else scars himself every time they kill somebody? Victor Zsasz.
Yeah.
That's some serial killer shit.
Yeah. I mean, they had them develop villain with some real motivation and drive.
Yeah.
But I was like, does he gotta be that evil though?
You know what? In a weird way, I was looking at this, like his whole look.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about nobody.
Yeah.
Like
that's just like, dude.
So this spoiler discussion, he ended up taking the throne. Now we could talk a little bit how that happened.
Yeah.
So as we say, anybody with royal blood can challenge for the throne, but I don't think he had right to challenge there. But
I mean,
I just felt like T'Challa felt like he owed him. That's why he accepted. Yeah. I mean, how you feel about that?
Because I think he was hoping he could bring him back into the fold.
Yeah.
And like he thought the first step was gonna be, all right, I'm gonna let him have this, like let him think he got a shot, and then after I'm like, look, you can't have the throne, but
well, I mean, I guess he clearly thought he could just beat him, then
yeah, like because like when I'm hearing the backstory, I'm sitting there like, yeah, nah, you was never gonna win this.
We don't know that, but it's just when you do the what you call that? When you do the ceremony, they take away all his panther powers,
and like
so it's just man against man.
Like I'm just like I'm looking at what one is capable of without powers and what the other is capable of.
Yeah, which I've seen that story plenty of times, but where he gets beat or the guy was cheating some kind of way or whatever. But it wasn't cheating. It was just a straight up fight, I guess.
Like I was especially wondering how they were going to handle giving Killmonger the powers, because in the
powers and the throne.
Yeah, because like he at one point in the comics he does take the throne, but he can't. But his body rejects the heart-shaped earth. And so he has to come up with a synthetic version of it just to get just to stand on the same level as the Black Panther.
Yeah. That was cool for them not to do that, but that kind of brought some fears I had about these movies. But go ahead,
and I was a little worried about them like burning all of the heart-shaped herb was a weird move.
Why you say that?
Well, like,
which you can just say that because once first of all, okay, it's this planet that they got this plant. I guess it grown for vibranium. Yeah. They turn it into liquid form, and you drink it, you get stronger. You be stronger and faster. And
yeah, and I think there's supposed to be a whole thing about being judged by the ancestors, but they went ahead and moved past that.
Right, which is fine.
Yeah.
It could just be like if you can drink it and your body takes it, then you
got the powers.
Yeah. But Killmonger said after he drunk it, he said, "Now burn all this shit."
But like, and so like the way they said it to him was like, but what about for the next thing? What next thing? And my immediate thought was like, dude, you ain't gonna give the throne.
He didn't give a damn though because he kind of he just wanted to change Wakanda all the way.
Yeah. But because I'm sitting there thinking like, this shit ain't gonna let you live forever, man. Like, there's gonna have to be somebody after you.
Yeah, but that brings back one of my favorite lines from him. when she said, "No, I ain't gonna," he grabbed her by the neck and say, "Bitch, when I tell you something, I mean that shit."
First of all, like, I did between not knowing he could get that big. And him being that aggro, I'm like, look, girl, you might as well light the first match yourself. She gonna kill you.
So he burnt all the herbs or whatever. Yeah. So this one part was like, man, dude. So he took the throne, he beat T'Challa, threw him off a waterfall, which everybody know that means he's gonna be found downstream by a fisherman or something.
I'm just glad they didn't show that.
Yeah, I know.
Because I'm like, the second he threw him off the waterfall instead of finish him there, I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, once he threw him off,
he going to bump into a fishing boat.
That means he's going to live.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was cliche, but I was so into the story that I kind of just overlooked it. You know what I'm saying? But once he took power, he just started, all right, I want to do this. We're going to take over this country. I'm like, God damn.
And even when folks like point out to him, like, that's exactly the stuff you was just talking about. Now I learned from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
he killed everybody.
They were saying that's what he did in his military background. He learned how to take over people and use their tactics against them and all that stuff. So, damn, okay.
That's CIA shit. That's what they do.
So. I like how I kind of like I like the idea, but I'm thinking like this dude is so out of control that like damn, you know what I'm saying? And which just brings close to where the ending was. The ending climax.
It actually really sells that ending too.
Right, where you got a faction of the Wakandan army that agreed with him, in which they already had those feelings at first. I don't think they. I ain't gonna say didn't develop that. I think they didn't play that up enough. Yeah. I didn't feel like that dude would have rebelled.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I feel him giving dude a shot for bringing Killmonger to him.
Yeah. Right. I mean, and you seen a little bit of him. I just didn't think that part was fleshed out enough.
I didn't think things.
And which we talking about is how you say his name? Is it Daniel or is it Daniel Kaluuya?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Right. So we talking about his character in the movie, which he had. He got a whole. He's like 1/4 of.
He's like either at the top or next in line to one of the other tribes.
Right. So he's a high ranking person in Wakanda, and he has
I think he's like a high ranking military advisor.
Right. So, but he got a lot of people under his command or whatever, and he kind of was with Killmonger with. We can't just stay here. We need to be the aggressors. You know what I'm saying? So that brings the ending climax where I was like, I didn't think it was gonna go like this. Where you got T'Challa and his faction or what? He had a small faction of people that was still loyal to him, and I'm talking about T'Challa. And this brings where the ending climax where it was. Basically, a civil war kind of in Wakanda. Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Especially like you basically have the Wakandan military because I think these folks did make up the military, and then you on the other hand you have I forget what the Jabari tribe and the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, which technically the Daniel Kaluuya character didn't do nothing wrong. He was just following the orders of the present king. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where at the end of the movie, you can say...
he wasn't doing nothing illegal.
Well, I'm just saying, if you follow the rules, and whoever take the crown say do something, you supposed to do it, no matter if that was your old friend or not. He was just following orders, even though he kind of wanted to do it because he had his own ambitions or whatever. Yeah. But he didn't do nothing. Technically, he didn't do nothing wrong.
Fair enough.
And what I'm saying is, Killmonger took control and was trying to use the Wakandan weapons against the world and start a kind of World War III, maybe. I'm not sure how he wanted to do it. Or was he secretly trying to take over the world or something that?
I don't even know, man.
So, but the thing is, T'Challa was going to stop him, had to stop him, and that was kind of the movie where you had a faction of the Wakanda army fighting against a small faction of people that were still loyal to T'Challa. And that was your kind of ending climax. And I was like, oh, wow, it was a civil war for an ending climax, which wasn't bad, but I thought Wakanda was going to be fighting against invaders or something. I didn't know. But, that was cool.
Because from the jump, I thought it was going to be like Claw was going to get some people together.
Right.
He was going to send Killmonger in there to start some shit while he got
or something. I thought they was going to be fighting against somebody that Claw had, like you said, but they was fighting against each other.
Yeah.
But that was fine. Right, that was fine. They got it resolved. It was basically a civil war. It was kind of a usurper kind of deal where somebody took the crown and by force, but actually, he did everything within the rules of their tribe, though.
Yeah. Though
he had royal blood and he challenged the king.
I will say, I'm still not sure if that whole "hey, I ain't dead yet, the ritual combat ain't over" stick was really.
Who said that?
T'Challa.
Oh, that's true, right?
I mean, because he didn't yield and he didn't die.
Yeah,
and that's the only way they can end. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, but I guess you feel like, well, I throw the motherfucker off a waterfall, he ain't coming back.
What do I have to do? Why won't you die?
I was like, he could have just stabbed him and finished it, but that would have been anticlimactic.
Yeah. He had to make his grand gesture.
Right.
Like I really want to know what's going through his head the moment T'Challa walks up. I was like, fuck.
Not really, because he seemed like he was pissed off the whole time. It's like he only had 10.
Yeah.
He probably was like, cool, I could kill him again. That's what I saw in him. Which you saw Eric Killmonger, now which they foreshadowed this. Shuri made a new suit which can come out the necklace. Was that vibranium or nano machines or something?
Nano machines made of
nanobots or whatever.
Nano machines works.
All right, I was thinking of micro machines when I said that. So anyway, nano machines or whatever. So they had 2 necklaces. Who didn't know that Killmonger was gonna get that fucking other necklace, the gold necklace?
Though I do wonder, why the hell would she make the gold one look like have the Jaguar spots?
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about that kind of stuff because the thing is, it seemed like it was custom made for him, and they never said, "Oh, I like that, but make it a Jaguar instead of a Panther." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that would have just been too.
Yeah.
So maybe she just like, hey, you know what? I want it to be a Jaguar so it'll match the gold, the necklace or whatever. So we'll see what now because
it was just
he ain't the Jaguar, he the Panther. So whatever.
I think Panthers might just be black Jaguars.
So anywho, whatever.
But anyways,
this is where my problems with my nitpicks with the movie comes into play. Now they had done some things like CGI. They had this cool effect where the Daniel Kaluuya character did a little horn and he had this because they showed rhinos. Of course, rhinos are native to Africa, and he had rhinos fitted with some armor, and that was one of his tactics to he had blew this little horn and these rhinos with armor came out like, whoa, that's a cool scene. But the way they did some of the action with that the CGI looked bad to me, man. What'd you think of that?
Like, cause that impact where Black Panther gets busted up against a rock from one of the rhinos.
Yeah,
I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm watching for the moment where it switches from CGI to him.
Yeah, man. Not just that. The part I think he either jumped on him and then Rhino kind of like knocked him away. I forget something happened, but it looked super fake where he was kind of like running with it and trying to turn into. It just looked super fake, man. And like we said, we can always tell when they go from CGI to humans because the movement just not right. They cannot get that movement just 100% right. And the eye can see the difference,
right? and especially because like I feel like there's a practical application that would fix that. Like if you just had a prop kind of thing and then you filled it in with CG.
I'm about to say, now, I'm not advocating putting a man against a rhino. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Maybe CG a rhino with a man falling up against a green screen wall or something, and then you can add that in later. Or
like honestly, if you want to do animatronics.
Yeah, you could do that. But, that's what I'm talking about. They get cheaper in movies where it was like, instead of building this and building that, we just put it all on computer, you know? So it's cheaper to do that.
And but there's definitely like...
Quality kind of go down.
There's a middle ground there for costs where you maybe only make part of it with CG and then fill the rest in with animatronics and use both of those to make it look real.
That I didn't too much care for. And there's another scene where when they fighting each other and they fall down the little canyon where I guess that's where the vibranium mine. They fall down the vibranium mine. They fighting. It looked like some Matrix 2 shit. It looked like some Matrix 2 Reloaded. CGI.
Blade 2. With the sword fight.
Yeah. And I was in the movie and I was really enjoying it, but the CGI I did not like. That's my only complaint about this movie. Some of the CGIs I did not like.
And the way they zoom in on, that's what bothers me the most about those moments is they try to show that off. Hey, look what we did with CG. Doesn't it look real?
Yeah, it's like unnecessary. You can take two martial artists and you can put them in the suits and have them go at it. I'm cool with that. I'm not saying put them in danger by using practical effects of crazy grandiose scenes, but I'm cool with seeing two fighters fight each other in a good duel. I'm cool with that for an ending scene.
There's nothing keeping that from happening.
But they had to add all the effects of them falling down and fighting. Where that was clear CG. And that took some points off for me for the CG and the action. And then I'm gonna say also a small nitpick is I kind of knew what the ending was gonna be. Well, it was gonna be where they set it up where they said they foreshadowed it. This train when it goes by, it deactivates vibranium, and that's the only thing protecting their suits or whatever. So I mean, I saw that coming, so I was like, so somebody gonna get a blade through while they suit is kind of going in and out or whatever. So I saw that. I mean, it was a cool little move what he did. So I mean, I give you that. But it kind of harks back to Ant-Man a little bit when you got you a suit that's the same as your suit, and we're gonna fight. It's kind of the same thing. The character was better. The development of that character was better, but the ending climax was very similar.
Because
that's the problem.
I honestly would have preferred if instead of it ending up being Black Panther versus Golden Jaguar, like they had found a way to take Killmonger's powers away, and it would just be both of them without powers going at it again.
Yeah, like I said, and they kind of did that, but then they kept going back to their little CG stuff, and I'm like if they could have just. Hey, they could have just had a nice little martial arts scene. I would have been cool with that. You didn't have to do all the extra shit.
Like, the suits don't work no more. Fine, let's finish this.
Right. So, which I've seen that trope plenty of times. You beat him. Either he was weakened or you cheated the first time, and now you come back and you win. Whatever. I mean, it was a fair and square fight though, which I like how M'Baku said, "Hey." He beat him fair and square? Or then shit, it was defeat. It wasn't a
murder.
It was a defeat. But that was like my only problems with it, man. Did you have any issues with that?
I mean, the CG was really my only real nitpick because, as far as the story goes in the writing, there wasn't any real clunky set pieces in the writing. It all flowed together real well. I will say, dude could have been a little less of an asshole, Killmonger.
When?
Because on
when he said fuck everybody, or when he said fuck everybody else. I mean, he didn't care about nobody.
He didn't give a damn about anybody. I'm gonna burn it all.
He the kind of person that'll come in your house, put his feet up, and be like, "Hey, give me some food, motherfucker."
Like,
I mean,
who are you? Man, I'm Jerome's son.
Yeah.
Now where my plate at?
Yeah, that's how he basically came to Wakanda. Like, give me the throne.
It's like, so what you want bringing this dude here? Man, I want the throne.
Yeah.
Like, why you gotta be that nigga?
Yeah. So, what else you saying about the ending?
As far as I did really like the way they handled his death.
Like Killmonger's. Yeah. I mean, then he actually had a line at the end, and I was like, wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And I mean, I down there had to clap because what he said resonated, man. I'm like, damn. I didn't think they'd go there, but they went there.
And like to have a villain die with conviction, is like it's a power move.
That too. Because I've seen some movies where it was a good villain, and they'd kill him, and then he just died, whatever. He got his last words, and it wasn't no bullshit last words.
Right.
It was just.
It wasn't. I will come back.
It was.
I will kill you.
Yeah.
It was like he had some shit to say. It's like, nah, man, it's it.
Yeah.
Like, because T'Challa even offers like, look, I'm sure we got some great medicine and tech here. We can heal you up.
Right.
Like,
he's like, why? I mean, should I say the line?
I mean, like, that's one thing I don't want to spoil for folks, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great line. It's poignant, and it fits that character so well. Like, if because that is what he would go with.
Right, and I'm thinking, so to me, he was like, either I complete this or I'm gonna just die. Yeah. I don't care. Is it this or death?
Like, I'm gonna do this or die trying.
All right, 50. So, I mean, that was my only little nitpicks with it. All
the bad guys are dead, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a dope ass movie, and unless you got anything that was on your mind about it.
No, not really. I mean, there's a bit where I'm wondering about like the Wakandan outreach that they set up at the end, like how that's gonna like. Are they gonna touch on that later on?
I know, and it's a fictional. It's a fictional country, but the technology and shit they have, they can fix poverty. They can, it's like, so much shit they can do.
Yeah.
But then you also got to understand this. You can't let everybody know what they got because you're gonna have too many people that's gonna try to take it, gonna try to use it for the wrong reason. That was kind of the purpose of them being secret, which that makes sense. I
mean, though, to be perfectly honest, not to be, get up on the soapbox again, if the first world countries of the world would stop putting all their money into their defense budgets and put it into humanitarian efforts, they could fix all of the world.
Well, I mean, that's true. But then it says to Wakanda is why, which other Curtis asked is, why you let everybody else suffer and why y'all prosper? Y'all sitting there prospering in secret while your own people, it's suffering, and you ain't doing nothing, and you got crazy technology, So I mean, they asked that question too, and that was, and
they don't softball it at all.
Yeah. Oh no,
man. Like
that's another thing.
Respect for that,
right? That's what I'm saying. They said that, so I respect it for that too. I try not to get too political and all that on the review. That's why I was like, I'm just gonna keep it.
Though there
is
a part of me that's wondering where's Cap during all this.
I thought he was gonna show up at the end. I thought that was that person that they was talking to was Cap, but it was Bucky, and that was the last stinger. You think I'm giving it away? Who cares? It wasn't inciting. Nah. You could watch that shit on YouTube.
So they could have come up with something else for the Wakandan kids to call him other than White Wolf.
That's cool, I guess.
Like, that feels cliche to me. I don't know.
Well, all right, man. All right, that's the end of our spoiler discussion for Black Panther. Great movie. Go see it as soon as possible. All right, we're gonna move on.